everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New man on this so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
Good morning, people. I'm Sean Spencer.
This is the Swintons, myself, Sydney, and my lovely wife, Ash.
Yeah, buddy, and welcome to Let's Talk Football in the Morning. Yeah, buddy, I'm so excited to be here. Happy Sunday to you. Hallelujah. As you can see, the blue skies prevailed. We are well represented on this show. Sorry, Kate. Let's get it. Yeah, buddy, man. So happy to be with you here today on this Sunday, March 6th, ladies and gentlemen. And Swintons, how are you guys doing? How's your morning?
Doing good. Nice.
I didn't want to get up this morning, but I did it.
That's right. You got to do it sometimes. Did you get your morning workout in? Did you guys?
Yep.
Yep, she didn't want to get up and
tried not to.
It was her day to make the pre-workout today, so
I don't like it. Don't like it when it's my day.
took her a minute. She had to listen to the alarm for about 30 seconds before she finally woke up. And
I couldn't hear it. I'm deaf in one ear, like completely deaf in one ear, and I woke up at like 4 a.m. and Sydney's snoring, so like shoved my good ear down, so I couldn't hear anything.
Damn it.
And I couldn't hear my alarm.
Yeah, I have used that excuse multiple times.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually am deaf in one ear.
Speaking of my
Not
significant
as deaf as
other,
David, but I'm.
Shout out to Kat. I am still in the bed right now.
I love
had
that
to let her.
for you.
Had to let her sleep. This is what we do. I love it. Let's get it. Oh, is this Wendy here? Said keep it up, Sean. See what happens when they play Duke again in the NCAA tournament. Hey, if we play y'all again, you don't want us. We want.
Oh gosh.
No, I did that
Don't
before.
bring that
backfired
up.
last time.
Not doing that one again. So we don't want it. We got you. We're good. Yo, let's get into it. Hey, if you don't know, welcome to Let's Talk Football in the Morning with Sean Spencer and the Swintons, Sydney and Ash. So glad you are here to join us. And look, one of the things that we like to do in the morning is give you a little bit of joy. So as we do that, we're going to shout out some birthdays this morning. First and foremost, I have to shout out my fiance, Catherine Hughes' sister, Kim Thompson. Just had her birthday on yesterday. Absolutely love you. You're so amazing. She came here a week ago, and we took them into DC and walked around the monuments and did those type of things. Took her out to dinner and stuff like that. So she had an amazing birthday last week. I know we were supposed to go there this week, but Kat's mom came down with a little cold, so we're trying to just make sure everything's straight. You know, I know COVID is gone, but at the same time, in certain places it's still, murky.
Very alive.
So yeah, happy birthday to you. I know you were up this morning. If you're watching, hey, we love you and best wishes to you. And real quick, I got two other guys I want to shout out. Tracy Celeste, now Tracy Sabaro, one of my close friends in high school, just turned, I believe, 40 today. So I'm very excited about that. And my guy, father of three, Mr. Gabriel Timpton, dude, I used to play tennis with after high school and into college. This guy's a good dude. Just hung out with him a couple weeks ago, and he's like, yeah, another kid. I was like, dang. All right, man. Keep it up, man. Keep reproducing this world, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. So with that, we also want to really quick, not to bring the mood down, but we definitely want to send our prayers out to Ukraine. If you have been following, or even if you haven't, it's been hard to get away from it. The pictures that you see of like the war-torn country and all the rubble and the place, it's awful. It's awful. Do you guys have anything you wanted to say about that?
Just echoing that exact sentiment. It is awful.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can get it figured out soon without too many more casualties or damage or anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Kat saying Kimberly Thompson is honestly the nicest person you will ever meet. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, you know what her favorite show is? And mind you, we've been doing all these shows for a couple years now. And the first time she really started watching, Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover.
That's my favorite show.
He was like,
That's the best one.
She said, Sean, I don't even know football, but I love them. They are great. I was like, oh, that ain't perfect. There we go. We bring you in. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, but with it being her birthday, I definitely want to go into this. Instead, I'm going to come to you first. The best thing that happened this week.
So I was going to use one thing, but I don't want to steal from either of my co-hosts what I think they're going to say. So I think the best thing that I saw or that happened to me this week was taking my stepdaughter and little brothers to bingo for books at the school. Just hanging out with them. They ALA, the school that Ash works at, held a little bingo for books for kids after school. We went and I took them, got some McDonald's and hung out and played bingo with them for an hour and a half or 2 hours or so. And it was really fun. Ash was working, so she wasn't able to hang out with us too much, but it was cool just to get some quality time with them and hang out with the little guys for a couple hours.
And they get books.
And they all got books so they can read.
Okay.
Better their education.
Yeah. Now, hold up. You said better their education. I'm sorry, forgive me, but I just stopped at bet. When you were on the bingo cards, were you look?
Oh, I was trying to cheat too.
Guys, who's trying to cheat? So we're a charter school, so we have like values that we teach and instill, and that we're supposed to live by and carry out into our lives. And one of them is integrity.
So anyway,
they are not showing. They're not showing.
We're playing bingo, so they give you like a whole. It's free bingo, and everybody's gonna get a book anyway. So it's not really. But obviously, I want to win, so there's like a booklet of bingo cards. So you rip one off, and we all use the one. And I'm looking at the top one that wasn't ripped off. Just kind of watching it, just keeping them track, and it hit bingo, and I'm like, "Hey, look, this one won!" And I started marking them off, and my stepdaughter, Ash's daughter, goes, "Hey, that's cheating! You can't do that!" And I'm like, "Shh, dude,
I'll give you a cut. Let's chill."
She's not. She can't. I don't know. She's like. She's lame.
She's got good integrity, apparently.
she has good integrity, but lame.
I was like, "Come on, bro, we're trying to win here." It was funny though. It was a fun time.
That is great.
Showed integrity.
That is great. I wish I could have been there commentating. Wait a minute, we have a winner. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's a personal foul on this. We're gonna have to go to the videotape. Let's go.
It would have looked real strange when no other numbers on the card are filled out, just the bingo line.
You just had to like mark a few to make it look like.
Yeah, right? Yeah, she wasn't having it, unfortunately.
Well, going from cheating at a bingo game to Ash, what do you got this morning, Ash?
I got two things. Well, I could have three. I have two. So my first one that is not sports related was that we spent like an hour and a half the other night sorting out these stupid math shape things, and then I bought these things on Teachers Pay Teachers to have them make little animals out of their little shapes, and then I get to work and the printer's not working, my internet's not working, so I couldn't do any of it. And I was like, great, I just spent an hour and a half last night organizing all these little shapes for nothing. But then I ended up giving it to my kids anyway, and I was like, just do whatever you want with them. Just do whatever. And then one of the girls walked up to me and she's like, "This is the best day of my life. I love this." And I'm like, "Oh, it was worth it."
Let's go.
I was so upset because it wasn't going the way I wanted it to, but it ended up being good. So that was awesome.
I know Kat can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially like on a Friday at like 1 o'clock after lunch, and you're like, "Can this just? It's almost over. Let's go. It's almost over."
It's toast.
Come on, guys.
Seriously, I was toasting by the end of the week. And then the best thing that was sports related was my man Cam Johnson hitting that game-winning 3. I got my fan.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're all. I guess I didn't even think about that. Like I'm on the Tar Heel train too. I guess.
True blue, baby. Let's go.
I just love Cam Johnson. He's so good. Unfortunately, he's hurt now and is out.
Yeah.
But And his lemonade stand was super cool. I'm glad they did it again. He made a bet with Mikal Bridges that the Bengals would win the Super Bowl. So coming back to football, and Mikal bet the Rams, and they said the loser has to put a lemonade stand up, and that's what they did. So now we have Cam Stand, and they're the Lemonade Boys.
Let's go.
It's awesome.
Lemonade Boys.
That game winner was just sweet for a guy that like sits on the bench.
It was beautiful.
He had
Pretty
9
cool for
threes
him
that
to
game,
get
too.
his time. Lil Wayne was tweeting about him. He broke Twitter, and he doesn't even have a Twitter account. It was awesome.
Let's go. Is this the weekend? Is this the weekend? North Carolina? Is this
North Carolina.
Their time to shine.
And we see y'all here in the comments. Hey, look at all the Tar Heel blue. Whitney saying, just keep it coming, Sean, and Duke will win the NCAA. Wrong blue. I don't know what y'all think. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it to you. Kate. I'm gonna be nice today. I want to shout out, my sister's sister, her older sister. It's her birthday. I want to shout them out. And I'm so happy that she's turning a year older. No. Let's go, Tar Heels. You already know what it is. Let's get it. That's what we're doing today. Yo, we balled out. And hey, much respect to Coach K. No
Absolutely.
Disrespect. Did not want to rain on his parade. But nothing was better than seeing all that Duke alumni and Cameron Indoor. And they whooped us by 20 last time. But what happened? We came back. We're I don't know if you guys know this guy. You're seeing it at Sunday. The redhead, Mr. I call him Red Jesus. Mr. Brady Manic. My guy, okay? My guy balled out. He balled out yesterday.
Wow.
He did what he did. He had a little step back because he saw Dirk was there. You know what I mean? It was so beautiful. I loved it. But along with that, one of the best things I saw was T.O. was in the crowd.
Yep.
And they interviewed him, and he's sitting here like, I got my popcorn ready. I was like, T.O., just go home. Why are you here? Why are you here, T.O.?
Oh, jeez, that guy.
Absolutely ridiculous. But look, I'm not going to stay on here because I don't want to alienate some of our guests. Or some of the people that are watching said, don't worry, Michigan fans, not me, are being disgusting on Twitter towards Coach K. Oh, wow.
No.
Yeah, North Carolina doesn't even do that. Come on now. Oh, here we go.
I don't like it.
What up, Brandon? It's not necessary. I mean, come on now. The man is still a legend. We even showed him, the most love and utmost respect.
We lost one basketball game. You're gonna go. That doesn't even make sense.
Right. And let's be honest. Look, everybody, and a lot of Duke fans I've talked to, not Katie, but a lot of them have been like, "Oh, this is the end of the year." No, it's just one game. You're not even in the conference tournament yet. You're not even in the NCAA tournament yet. You guys are a high seed, so get out of here, Coach K. Yeah. Wait till next year. Wait till next year. We all talk. Sid, you talk about losing Big Ben. Brady, Katie lost Tom Brady. Coach K, once he leaves, you think all these number one recruits and all Americans are going to want to come there without Coach K? Come on now. Shire ain't Coach K. So that's I'm off my soapbox about that. But we want to bring you a new segment. But before we do that, we have to shout out to some of the people that are sponsoring us. Well, not really sponsoring us, but cross promotion. I'm helping them. They're helping me. So one of the hosts of Washington Football Weekly, one of the founding and original members, my guy, Mr. Anton Benton, he's got a little company coming up. Check this out.
Hey there, ladies and gents. Your local handyman, Anton Benton, here to help you with your problems. I'm here right now on the job site, taking out whole kitchen cabinets. A little bit more work to do, but if you got a project at your house that you need to get completed, I'm your guy to finish it up for you. Give me a call, let me know what you need to get done.
Your new company, man. Shout out to your new company. Go ahead and tell the world about your new company real quick.
Oh boy. So Marketing, Anton Benton Pros.
Yes!
Doing everything from plumbing to electrical to making huge decks to doing closets.
Yes!
Doing it all. Doing it all.
That's what's up, man. I'm super happy
Thank
for
you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Shout out to my guy Anton Benton, who is definitely doing. What are you getting your first? Oh, what, I thought we were gonna have a sighting, but apparently not. going back to bed. Oh, wow.
Self-care is going back to bed.
I'm not yucking in your yum. Go ahead and yum it up. Go ahead.
Yum it up.
Yo, shout out to my guy Anton Benton. Lives in Virginia Beach, Virginia, but definitely travels. Local handyman, does all types of work. Right now, he's the last project he was working. One in the video was he's remodeling a kitchen. So you saw us all put together. He took everything out. Is gonna put things working on. Hit him up. I'll put in the link his card and his number because check him out. He does really, really good work. So shout out to him. But I want to do that.
You want to come to Phoenix?
Hey.
Kitchens are hard work too. Like that's a lot of work. That's pretty.
Well, look, I'm going to say it to you this way. He's done jobs in Kansas City. He's done jobs in Utah. He did a job in Seattle.
So Utah is not too far.
That's what I'm saying. He'll travel. Don't put it past him. He will definitely travel, man. Shout out to him. Give him a call. Hit him up on Facebook, man. Hey, he does good work. Trust me. I'll link him up with you all. You already know that. You already know that. But this next segment, our first newest segment of the show, since we have a teacher on here, Mrs. Swinton's Pop Quiz.
Oh, I need to pull up my question.
Blues Clues. Can you tell we have a 1-year-old?
Let's go.
Okay. All right. I have NFC East draft questions. And I have 3 for each team.
Okay.
So I'll start with the worst team in the NFC East. The Giants.
Show almost got canceled right there. Just done.
I have good questions for Washington. Just wait. I'll save that one. So my first Giants question is, this player was selected by the Giants with the 2nd overall pick in 1981. Who was it?
Lawrence Taylor? That's
ding,
my
ding,
guess.
ding.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was 80 or 81, but yeah.
Yep.
Out of where? Out of where?
Yeah, out of where?
Oh, how do I not know this?
Oh, hey, just look down. Just look at your shirt.
Is it North Carolina?
Tar Heel.
Wow.
Let's go.
All right, I know that off the top
Let's
of my
go.
head.
Nice. I didn't look that one up, so I'm smarter now. The next one, the Giants passed up on this quarterback and picked up Phil Simms instead.
The Giants
Yes.
passed up on this quarterback and took Phil Simms instead.
Mm-hmm.
Marina?
I'll give you the year if you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good the year.
The year is 1979.
Oh. Montana?
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it Joe Montana?
Yes.
Ooh.
Can you imagine the Giants having Joe Montana?
Yeah.
I love looking at those. Like, who did you pass up on? Who could you have had? Unless we're talking about the Cowboys, then I don't like doing that.
That's my favorites.
Because every player that is good for the Steelers, the Cowboys could have had at some point. Literally all of them. All right.
It was great.
The Giants used their 1st-round draft pick for this player in 2002.
2002. So Eli was 04. 2 years before Eli.
When did Plaxico Burris come?
The Steelers drafted Plaxico.
Yeah, that's right. You did.
In 2000, in the 1st round, you said?
Mm-hmm.
2002. Is it like
the
Tiki Barber?
15th overall selection
15th overall
of the 2002 draft is.
I want to say like Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
No.
Brandon Jacobs?
No.
No, he was later.
You want me to give you?
Strahan.
No.
Oh, that was a good one though.
Do you want me to give you?
Like a really big name guy?
No.
Oh well.
Do you want me to give you the position?
Yeah. What's the position?
Tight end.
Tight end. Jeremy Shaw.
Yeah.
Oh,
That makes sense.
All easy ones. I thought those were fairly simple ones.
Yeah, those are good.
They get harder. Some of these I I don't think anybody would know, but it's interesting information. All right, moving on to the Eagles. This player was selected by the Eagles with the 2nd overall pick in 1999. I feel like this is
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, McNabb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Out of Syracuse.
Yep.
I did not know that. I didn't look that far.
And we got the worst side of him when he came to Washington. Thanks, Donovan.
I don't know that you're going to know who these people are, but these were funny to me. I was looking up, just side note, just draft information about teams because I don't really know that much. And the Eagles are terrible at the draft. Every single question is like, how did the Eagles mess up this one? Because they did this. It was so bad. It was so bad. I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done is look up the Eagles failing at life. This is amazing. On that note, 1983 was considered the best draft in the NFL history. The Eagles took this player with the 8th overall pick, while Washington took this Hall of Famer in the same draft. So I kind of mixed Washington. If you can tell me what Hall of Famer Washington picked.
Darryl Green.
Yes.
In 83.
But the Eagles drafted
a bust. So I'm not going to know who it is.
A bust.
With the 8th overall pick?
Yeah.
Mike Quick?
Michael Haddix. The
running back. Oh, he played for the Packers too. Oh, yeah, he was garbage. Okay.
I just throw the Washington
Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was like 3 Hall of Famers taken in that draft before after the Eagles. And I'm like, you guys stink.
Haddock. Wow.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. This one's funny too. In 2000, the Eagles drafted this player who went on to leave training camp before the first preseason game to pursue a music career. It's a defensive end.
What?
I know. Did they get famous in music?
No.
Okay.
Did they come back to football?
No.
Oh,
it's John Frank.
John Frank.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But I thought it was just funny because I'm like, that would happen to them.
Oh,
like, who is this guy? So just nothing. He doesn't even get no recognition. Like he's just doesn't play and then sucks it.
Didn't do anything with music.
Wow. Well, John Frank, sorry.
I'll go to the Cowboys and then I'll go to Washington. All right. This Cowboys player was traded to the Vikings in 1989 for 5 veteran players and 8 draft picks.
He said it before you even finished.
Herschel
Walker.
Thought that was a great trade.
That's funny because I even put options in case you guys couldn't get it. You guys are too good. I told Sydney, doing these questions, I was like, I don't want to go too hard where you're going to have no idea, but I don't want to go too easy where you and especially Sean are going to know because Sean's in our division and you just know so much random things.
There you go.
You guys are going to get this one right away too, I think. This Cowboys player went undrafted despite being considered a likely top 10 prospect.
Oh, I know this one is. He was drafted in the supplemental draft to give you a.
What
he
year?
plays for them currently. It was probably 6 years ago ish.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like a top 10 draft prospect, but then something went down, and then his
Lyle Collins. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, Laramie Tunsil was the face mask.
Oh right, okay.
Lyle Collins was the one who was being investigated for shooting and killing his pregnant. It wasn't his baby or anything, but he had a relationship with her.
And it was dismissed very fast after the draft, but it came up right before the draft. So he went from being a top 10 prospect to not drafted. But then in the supplemental draft, which is only like a month later or something like that, he got drafted.
Yeah. His agent came out and was like, if anyone takes him after the 3rd round, we're not playing.
And the Cowboys used a 3rd round supplemental pick
to get him?
To get him. For people that don't know, supplemental picks are picks that you use. If you use a supplemental pick, it takes your next year's pick away. So they used a 3rd round supplemental pick.
I wondered how that worked
on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a top 10 prospect, and you used a 3rd round pick, so it was a steal and a half. But yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, that's interesting. But now there was issues with him this year, though, right?
He was overweight this year.
No, that was the year before. Before he was overweight. This last year, he didn't show up to practices, and then he lied about. It was a mess. Then when he did play, it was just kind of like, meh. So
seems to be a trend there. I mean, You got him, but didn't Randy Gregory have issues? Micah Parsons was questionable.
Randy Gregory.
Just saying.
Don't talk. Like David says, he is our ugly baby, and we love him. And all his messiness.
Who's the guy you brought back after 5 years that hadn't played?
Alden Smith.
Oh my gosh, At least Randy Gregory is good at football and is like an intelligent human being. I don't know that guy has.
Did he start like 5 games with like 5
I don't think he has any brain cells.
Alden Smith is a stud.
Yeah.
And then I think he got hurt, right?
Yeah, he's a mess. I try to forget about things like that. I try to push them out in my brain.
Kind of like
anyway, moving on.
Wait. What was that, Sid?
Kind of like drafting Choco.
Okay, see, this is what we're not going to talk about. I already said who did the Cowboys draft ahead of TJ Watt?
Yeah, but
I'll wait. Taco Charlton. And now where's Taco? Is he a free agent? He plays for the Steelers. So they just ended up getting both anyway. And he went to Miami and we got nothing for him. A first round draft pick, got nothing for him. Just absolute shot. Biggest bust ever.
Love you. Anyway. I love Dallas. Let's go.
And then I was looking up other interesting things and like who was it? Jack Ham. We could have had him, but we passed on him.
Jack Lambert.
All these guys we could have drafted, but we just let them. And the guys we picked before them, let me tell you, we're not it. It.
Notice that the Cowboys always picked before the Steelers, meaning they were always worse.
No, stop.
Yeah. So they had to
get them. Let's go.
Moving on. This is my segment. Thank you. The Cowboys gave up 2 first-round draft picks for this wide receiver in 2000.
In 2000?
2000.
Keyshawn Johnson?
No, I don't even know who this guy is, to be honest with you.
Alexander Wright?
No.
He gave up 2 firsts for him?
2 firsts?
His name starts with a J.
Starts with a J.
E-Y.
Joey Galloway?
Joey Galloway? Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I mean, he was a burner back then. I get like 2 first rounders is a little bit much for that.
Seems like a lot for. I mean, I did not pay attention to the Cowboys in like the 2000s because my family was big Vikings fans, so that's who I was paying attention to, and not even enough to really know much. But so I didn't even know who that was. Wow. If you're gonna have 2 first-round picks, I should probably know who you are.
Wendy saying boo on Dallas. So Joey Galloway does he does some of the college football, him and Jesse Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
They do the college football like in the evenings.
Maybe if I saw his face, I would know who he was.
I think he would.
All right, moving on to
We are Commanders.
So I actually couldn't find any questions for Washington because they switch their name every 5 seconds. And just kidding. I do have questions. I told City, I'm just going to be like, well, the Commanders have never drafted anyone, so moving on. And
there you go. So we haven't made any mistakes yet. That's
a positive way to look at it, I guess. Just kidding. So my first question was, which Sydney knows the answer because I was talking about it earlier. This tight end was drafted by Washington, but since has spent some time playing for the Cowboys.
He played for the Cowboys this year, so it's
Who
reset.
is it?
Is it Sprinkle?
Yes.
Well,
that gave it away when you said this
Sprinkle.
Year. It is Sprinkle. What round was he drafted in?
Oh.
What year? And what college did he go to?
5th round? Yeah, because I knew it was later. I knew it wasn't anything in the top 3.
Yeah.
It was 5th.
It was the 5th.
I couldn't tell you anything else about him.
Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
This player was drafted by Washington.
Wait, real quick. I just always think whenever I had on my team, the only reason I like the guy is because you guys are big Office fans. When Angela's cat dies, and then she tells Michael, and Michael's like, Sprinkle! Oh!
Yes, every time I see him, I'm going to think of that now. Oh, my gosh.
I loved it.
He
That's
is
the only reason I
also a
liked
free
it.
agent.
That's awesome.
But I didn't want to say currently plays for the Cowboys because he's technically a free agent this year.
Mm-mm.
But
hey, Anthony, I was trying to transfer my mic thing broke. So, it's DJ. Jazzy Jeff in the building. Let's get it. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, next one I have is this player was drafted by Washington, but later went on to become a member of Congress.
Heath Schuler.
Yep.
I hate him. Yeah.
No idea who that is.
What round? What pick? What
I don't even know
year?
who he is.
He was our first round pick, if I'm not mistaken. And
Third overall pick.
Jeez.
Yeah. I never look. First and foremost, I never trust a quarterback that wears a above 20 in college. He wore number 21 for Tennessee and ran like the option. And I was like, why are we getting this guy? And the next guy we got was Gus Frerotte. And Gus we trust, baby.
I thought there was drama between those two because then he got benched for him, and it was. I've learned a lot.
Exactly. A lot of people think that initial drama was the RG3 and Kirk Cousins. Go back if you talk to real Washington fans, it was definitely Gus Frerotte, Heath Schuler.
Were they drafted the same year?
Yeah.
No.
So what?
No.
I thought Gus was drafted later in
or the year after. It was either the same year or year after.
Yeah. But we needed it. We had like John Freeze. We had horrible quarterbacks at that point. I don't even want to talk about that. Let's
That was funny. I thought that was interesting. One of the at least he went to be a congressman and not try a music career and fail.
Yeah,
like
right.
The Eagles player.
John Frank. I would look him up now.
All right. Speaking of quarterbacks in Washington, this is the number of quarterbacks Washington has drafted since 2000. What number? And if you can name them, props to you.
Robert Kirk. That's 2.
And then I have a side question for this.
3.
I'm going with like 12, 11, 12, somewhere in that range.
I think since 2000?
Yeah, including the year 2000.
So 21 drafts.
In the 21st century.
I want to say 10, maybe 10, 11.
11.
Yeah.
Can you name them?
I can name since maybe 2012. I know RG3, Kirk Cousins. Obviously we got Haskins. We didn't draft Heineke. We didn't draft Allen. We didn't get Smith. Nope. I think I blacked out everything before that. Yep.
Smart.
Just not doing it. Just
you guys draft Jason Campbell.
Yep.
God, yes, we did, and he was amazing. He was on a great team in college. Let's say he had a 2-headed monster in the back.
He wasn't bad in the pros. I mean,
very true.
He wasn't great, but
he had what, like 9 or 10 years with us, and he had like 9 or 10 different offensive coordinators and multiple different coaches. He played
for the Raiders, and
Who else we got on there?
We got Rosenfels, Ramsey, Campbell, RG3, Cousins, Haskins. I'm going to not say this guy's name. Huzak, Hamdan, Palmer, Brennan, Sudfeld.
Oh, my God. Why did we
those last guys were like drafted later, so you don't really think about those like 6th, 7th round guys.
Is that Jesse Palmer?
I don't know.
Why do we waste picks?
I just wrote last names because I was like, this is a long list.
Their first names are not.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Why in the world?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I never realized they were in the same draft. RG3 and Kirk Cousins within the first 4 rounds. How do you get it so wrong twice? One.
So wrong twice.
And in one draft. And why? Has that ever happened before or have happened again? Because that just
so awful.
My mind when I realized I thought Kirk Cousins was after. I mean, he was after, but in the same draft.
Yeah, he was after, like 24
he was 2
hours
or 3
later.
rounds different. Like, and we gave up a lot of our early picks. So we got RG3 early, which was a Dan Snyder move. He went and said, I want this guy, so I'm selling the farm. And then we didn't have a couple picks. And then in the 4th round, the coaching staff, which is Shanahan and those guys, they ended up getting Kirk Cousins because that's who they liked. So
they should have listened to the coaching staff, but they traded up to get RG3 to then just get another quarterback in the same draft. I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. Why did you trade up for somebody you weren't sure was going to be your guy just to get another guy?
And then 6 years later, neither of them played for you, and you didn't get anything.
Yeah,
nothing, absolutely nothing.
I mean, one of them's not even playing.
That was Snyder
and the
trying
other
to
one
pull a power.
Is about to get.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
But listen, we understand when Snyder is involved, crazy things happen. I don't know if you guys know the Dwayne Haskins story where we were looking elsewhere. We had Dwayne Haskins wouldn't even get picked in the 1st round. But apparently, Mr. Snyder came off of his yacht into the meeting room, and it was like, that guy, I want him. Dwayne Haskins at 15, and it's like,
you need a guy like Jerry Jones has a guy. There's a guy that's in the war room just like holding Jerry Jones back. That's like, nope, we're not doing this. You need one of those.
We're not
guys.
Drafting Johnny Manziel.
You need one of those. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
That is the difference, because I remember in that I was like, you're gonna get him. And it's like, nope, they went past him. I was like,
no, they literally were like So the whole staff knew going in, we're not getting Johnny Manziel, but they just let Jerry Jones think that's what's going to happen. And then they get in there and they're like, this is what we're doing. And then he's like, wait, what? And they're like, nope, you sit down. This is what we're doing. And
wow. And yep.
I mean, to undermine Jerry Jones, that was like a power move, I feel like.
This is so terrible. Oh my goodness. Well,
that's all I had though.
Thank you for ending that segment on Washington's failures. Let's start with that next time.
Say that for the end.
But hey, thank you so much, Ash. This has been Mrs. Swinton's Pop Quiz. We're going to work that out. We're going to get it. I appreciate that. Stay tuned next week for some more interesting questions. I really like that. And another thing that's been going on, speaking of drafts and picking up people, the NFL Combine is here, and it has been Combine Week. As you saw, the O-lineman went, I believe, was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
A lot of skill players went a couple days. We saw some of the quarterbacks in action. A lot of interesting things. And there's mixed opinions. On one side, this is something that a lot of people look for and say, this is it. This is where you go pick up in the draft. But then at the other side, a lot of people look at it like, well, the problem is you do really good here. It doesn't matter what you did in the past, and everybody hypes you up for this one event. So, Sid, I'm coming to you first. What do you think about the Combine, and what were some of your highlights and what you got?
Yeah, so I think it's a combination of both. I think the Combine, what the benefit of the Combine is for smaller school guys or guys that don't get a lot of play time because they're on like a bigger team, or not the big name guys on big schools or stuff like that, because they can kind of showcase their talent without if they didn't have like good tape or something like that for their season. They can. You have to have decent tape, but then if you go and put out a good Combine, that kind of will show like, okay, you got talent. Maybe you just weren't used correctly or something like that. So there is a benefit to the Combine. I think some of the things in the Combine I don't think are always beneficial. But you run everything the same for everybody. But like some of the stories that I saw that I really liked, as a Steelers fan, I think Malik Willis really showed out. Yes. Just watching him myself, he looks like a big dude, like built guy, which is I think awesome. And
you guys like our big quarterbacks.
Hey, and we like Big Ben, so we want and he threw the ball. That dude has a rocket that's strapped to his arm. He just he threw it so effortlessly and far, and I thought he looked really good. And then on the flip side, I thought Kenny Pickett, just my personal opinion, watching him throw the ball, he didn't have the arm strength that
baby hands
Willis had. Obviously the hands thing everybody was talking about, but he threw it probably like 15 yards shorter than Willis was throwing it on the deep balls and stuff. And I was just like, that was one thing that stood out to me personally. And it looked like he was trying harder to get it that far. So I'm not sure his arm strength is the same as Willis's, but a lot of people say that he's more pro ready. So that was like one thing that I saw standing out. And then, man, that dude, that big old D lineman for Georgia, 341 pounds, running a 4.78 is ridiculously
that dude was
fast.
Flying, and he's a big dude.
That guy was insane. Like the fact that he
340.
Gosh,
I would love for the Steelers to take him in the first round too if we don't get a quarterback, because we haven't had a big old nose tackle like that since big snap Casey Hampton. And
come on now.
I would him. Cam Hayward, Stefan Tuitt, and TJ. Oh, man.
Come on. You ain't getting past the front. You don't even need the guys back there because you're not getting past those guys.
The steel curtain has returned. Yeah.
I could go play quarterback and the Steelers would win the game.
Yeah. Right. I'm good. Just keep that out of my way. You're good. Yeah. No, absolutely. Hey, absolutely, man. Shout out to Big Baby, who is just a monster. Hey, Anthony saying, I'm still tripping that Big Baby Davis ran faster 40 times than Patty Mahomes, boy. Yeah.
Oh, did you see Patrick Mahomes' tweet?
Oh, yeah.
That was like, why did they show that video of me being left in the dust like that? And then Tom Brady retweeted it and was like,
just that, like,
don't look at me.
Like,
no, not in this one.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's
shout out
funny.
to Katie saying Hutchinson, Ajoba, and Haskins balled out at the combine. Her mission.
Yeah, they did.
No doubt.
That's good when those guys that are up there show that, hey, I'm up here for a reason.
Yeah, I think Thibodeau, though, really showed why his raw talent is just why he's up there still as him and Hutchinson going back and forth.
At Oregon.
Thibodeau's he's a freak, too.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Andrew saying, morning, everyone. What's going on, Andrew?
Hello.
Happy morning to you. So, Ash, yeah, like you alluded to, like, I honestly, like Sid was saying, Malik Willis showed us something. He showed us something at the Senior Bowl. He showed us something at the Combine. His stock is definitely rising. But everybody's favorite, Kenny Pickens, Mr. Baby Hands. Baby Hands. You know, I mean, there was a noticeable difference. I don't know if you guys saw, there was one deep ball that Katie, you got Haskins in my mind. No, take him out. There's one deep ball that Malik Willis threw that was a beauty. I mean, just dropped
and
right
it was
in
like
the basket.
70 yards.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. So that's great. Can we believe that over Baby Hands or even Desmond Ridder, one of the biggest quarterbacks in the draft, the fastest quarterback in the draft? Can we believe this type of stuff?
That's what I like about the Combine. It's because, like, Malik Willis playing at Liberty, like, he obviously looks like a man playing amongst boys because he's playing at that conference. That's just, I mean, anybody that's going to be a first-round pick playing in that conference is going to look like a man amongst boys. But so it's hard to judge it because of that, because he's so talented playing against people that aren't going to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right.
So I like the Combine to kind of compare him to, like, other prospects and kind of see how he does.
Guys,
I mean, I thought he showed out. Like, I mean, he didn't run a 40 or anything like that, but his arm looked really good. He looked really good. Like, I just couldn't get over how, like, broad he looked and how like big his legs were. I was really impressed with his size.
Like, he looks...
And then the video of him outside the Combine helping out that like giving some of the clothes he got from the Combine away to some like homeless guy that was out there. Like, and he wasn't like doing it for the camera. Somebody across the street saw him doing it and recorded it and stuff. So he seems like a really good guy off the field and stuff. So to me, I was like, okay, that's the guy I want now. Like, I wanted Kenny Pickett this whole time, and then watching that thing and seeing how good of a person he was and seeing his size, I was just like, okay, I think I want him now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like them. I want him too. I'm not gonna lie to you, but but when I saw him doing that and giving his clothes to homeless, I was like, he's too good. We're gonna corrupt him here in Washington. Go somewhere with a good foundation. You don't want to come here.
Somewhere where you can prosper.
Right. You'll be in strip clubs by October. Don't come here. Okay, don't do it. All right. But look,
you're traumatized by Haskins forever. It's gonna live in your brain forever.
Oh my God. I never forget when I saw. You know what? No. We're not going there. We're not going there. This is a morning show, ladies and gentlemen.
Positivity. Not strip club energy.
Right, no, we're not doing that. Let's talk football in the morning. But look, I mean, we all know everybody wants to see the studs. Everybody wants to see, the top tier players and this and that. And when I say that, I mean the highlight players, the quarterbacks, the receivers, running backs, things of that nature. But like I mentioned before, O-linemen and D-line and a lot of that stuff happened just recently. We talked about Big Baby Davis, Hutchinson, Thibodeau. Is there anybody that stuck out on that side of the ball? Anybody that did anything that made you say, oh, who's this guy?
I think the Georgia's speed, because not just Davis, but the D end. I can't think of his name right now either. And then I think it was two D ends that were just running so fast. And Georgia, Georgia's defense obviously was amazing all season, so it makes sense that these guys are showing out at the Combine just how talented they are. But those are the ones that definitely, Wyatt. That's it. Yeah. Anthony got it. He was super fast. It's crazy how much speed they have. And then Aiden Hutchinson to Katie's point, I mean, he showed out too. Like, he's going to be obviously a top.
I like it because I don't watch college football at all. I just can't get into it. I don't know what my problem is. I just can't get into college sports. But I like it because, I mean, everyone's been talking about Hutchinson. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Yeah. So, like, seeing him in the combine, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, names to faces, seeing the talent. I'm like, yep. So I know what's like when people get picked at the draft and be like, oh, yeah, he was. I have some knowledge at least now seeing these guys in the combine.
Yeah, if his college tape shows us.
So that's blasphemy. I know. I don't know what it is with me in college. I just can't do it. I think it's because the guys are so like they're there for 2-3 years and they're gone. They're relevant for 2 years and it's done. And I'm like, my brain just can't. And I have no like loyalty to teams. Yeah. So it's just hard for me. And college basketball is crazy. There's way too many.
My God.
I thought like the NBA is crazy. There's so many teams, so many people. No. College basketball is a trip. I cannot.
You're absolutely
keep up. Correct. I just can't keep up.
Yeah. Now look, I will say college football is slightly easier, not much easier than college basketball.
Still a lot though.
Yeah, but college basketball, that's just I can't keep up with half of that.
I do like college football. I think it's crazy. Like the stuff that happens is crazy. The scores are crazy. Like this wild stuff happens in college football sometimes, but I just can't.
My granddaddy always told me the thing about the difference between college and pros, college, anything could happen. Anything at any moment. Like even the biggest powerhouse can be upset by some random no-name team. One player can change the entire. The NFL is more structured. Things are for the most part. You know the franchises that are solid and who's going to do well. But in college, it's just you got to show up. You got to watch. Just like in college basketball. I mean, we talked about not to get too far off topic real quick, but college basketball last week. Top 6 seeds get taken down. We talked about that before. This past weekend, major upsets happened. So college is definitely more open, and I love that. But we're a pro show, ladies and gentlemen, and so
it's just hard for me to keep up with. I get what like Anthony's saying, like that's the beauty of it, and you get to watch all these guys before they become big. But like, how many? Like 1 out of 50 college football players get dropped. Like I can't.
Right.
I'm sorry. I know, like, my mom's a big college sports fan. A lot of my family is. I just can't keep up.
Well, I've always loved. I completely understand. I get that without a doubt. But listen, we have got to move on, man. The combine is still going, and I can't wait to keep watching and see what some of these guys are going to be doing because we're going to be bringing you a lot of the information about the draft and leading up to the draft, whose stock is rising, whose stock is dropping, what crazy story is going to come out. Like we talked about the Lyle Collins and all that stuff and the Laramie Tunsil and all that stuff. So definitely want to stay tuned for that as we come with that in the next coming weeks. But before that, March 16th, free agency opens up. Ladies and gentlemen, this week, we are going to focus on the NFC side, the NFC Free Agents. I am so excited to see about this because, as you know, or maybe you don't know, Washington is notorious for being free agent off-season superstars.
Albert
Never translates. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay.
That's like he's being sarcastic, right? I was like, he is not being real right now.
God,
it's not real life.
Look, when they
have the positivity, you guys. Come on.
You know when they have those the top 10s on ESPN.
It's hard to be positive when you're talking about.
All right. You know when they have the top 10s on ESPN, like top 10, greats game, top 10 this, and they have top 10 like worst offseason moves, and it's like 10 through 2 is like all these random teams, and number 1 is like Washington for like 4 or 5 years of just
oh my gosh.
God, why do we do this to ourselves? So let's help them, guys. Let's help them to pick some right picks this year. You guys have it. NFC Free Agents. What are we looking at? How are we breaking this thing down?
I'll just go by team.
See start with team. Each team lists. Do you got it all listed out?
Well, just pick an NFC division, and we'll go by team.
Okay, so we'll start in the NFC South because I know there's a lot there. Because Tampa Bay has it's like 11.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I saw at the combine they were talking about they have 13 of their 22 starters, not either free agents or retired or Antonio Brown. It's literally how they said it.
Yeah, they literally said and Antonio Brown. Like the girl with TV was hilarious.
They're either it's either a free agent, they retired because Tom Brady and their offensive guard retired, and then Antonio Brown. So
it was hilarious the way they were saying
but
it.
they got Gronk, who still hasn't announced if he's going to retire, but he's come out and said he would love to play with Joey Burrow. But a lot of people are putting him in Buffalo, which I think would be super interesting. I mean, that'd be really good. And if you wanted to really stick it to the Patriots, I mean, Buffalo's in their division, and you can go beat up on them.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I love when players do that when they're not mine.
So
my players seem to do that. Go to damn Dallas.
It's okay. Dallas has players, and then they go to other teams and win Super Bowls, so it's fine.
Oh, we have something in common. Great.
I did. Well, Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin's a free agent. He's probably gone. I know he's going to be really sought after. I mean, right behind Devonte, he's probably the best receiver, but I don't think Devonte leaves Green Bay because they can still franchise tag him. I'm trying to think. Their other guard, Alex Kappa for the Bucks, is a free agent.
Then that dude retired. They're going to be
Ali Marpet, and then Ryan Jensen, and then Ndamukong Suh, Jason Pierre-Paul, Carlton
Davis. That just
Davis.
shows you can go from being up here to very fast.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. All these guys are free agents. It's the same. That word's going to be tough. The Saints, I don't think they have any very big names. Oh, they got Teron Armstead. Is he the Saints?
Yep.
He's a free agent.
I think that's their biggest one. I didn't see a lot for them. They just have cap.
But they're in a very bad cap situation.
Oh, their safety is.
They're probably Marshawn Lattimore?
No.
Or
the Williams dude is.
Marcus Williams is a free agent. James Winston is a free agent, but they think they want him back.
Jameis.
I've heard rumors.
Their cap.
Juan Alexander is a free agent.
Yeah.
Linebacker.
Yeah, he's been he balled out last year.
Yeah, he's good. The Saints are going to have trouble signing anybody, though, because of their cap situation. So
they're going
to have to figure that out and lose a lot of good players. I would love the Steelers to sign Teron Armstead.
And I wonder how many of those players are just like, I'm out here. Sean Payton's gone. I'm gone.
Well, right. And how much of that do you think? How much of that do you think Sean Payton was like? Look at the cap. Look at the no.
Yeah, honestly, and just the way it's been going down there has not been good. So
right. Yeah. And then same division, you got the Falcons. Cordero Patterson's a big free agent there.
Atlanta.
Yep.
And they're cap space. They're just stuck with Matt Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think Matt Ryan's like 42 against the cap or something like that this year.
Golly,
which is insane.
Your boy Hayden Hurst is a free agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have. So Cowboys, we'll get to this later, need a tight end very badly. So I wouldn't hate it.
I can dig it. I can dig it. And then Dante Fowler,
the linebacker, another free agent. He's bounced around a little bit, but it would be worth picking up if you need one.
Very true.
I think anybody else. I don't think there's any other big names there. And the Panthers, Stefan Gilmore is a free agent.
I would also not mind. How you doing? You want to come over here? Let's go.
I mean, he won Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago. Yeah. So
right.
How much cap? Do you think they'll re-sign him?
I think they'll try because they're not in a crazy cap situation because they don't have they don't have a big name quarterback that they're paying a lot. Well, they picked up Sam Darnold's 5th-year option, which signs him through next year for him. But I mean, it's only like a 25 to 30 million. It's not like a 48 million or something.
Yeah,
I feel like you don't have a ton of talent over there. You should probably try to
Christian McCaffrey's paid, but it's
now here's a question. Guy. Here's a question. Did they host 2 friends? I'll say okay. Did they re-sign Cam Newton?
Nah.
No, he's a free agent.
I think that is played. I don't think he plays again. Personally,
I don't think so either.
I think Cam's done.
I mean, they tried it and it didn't work. And if it doesn't work for the Panthers, I don't know who it's going to work for. I think his
arm's dead. I don't think he's got it anymore.
I can see that.
Just he was still a good runner. I mean, goal line runner. He's still good there, but he's not a every down quarterback anymore. I don't think.
And you can't pay him just to do that.
If he takes $1 million a year, maybe, but that's it.
I mean, it's not viable to.
Right, but I don't know if he wants to do that.
Have him just for that purpose.
I mean, he did take a cheap contract in New England. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for the right team, but again, we're not talking about starter.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now that you got like even Jacksonville has, their guy for the next couple of years, and Zach Wilson in New York, you're not going to be able to get on one of these other teams that's like, oh, we need a quarterback. That staying in Carolina might be the best option for him.
Yeah.
Right. If he wants to keep playing, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That's everybody there. Bounce to the NFC West.
Yeah, we can.
So that's start the Rams. So Von Miller's a free agent.
Odell.
Mm-hmm.
Odell's a free agent. I mean, they just won the Super Bowl, so they're going to have a lot of guys that want to go get paid too. Odell said he'd take a hometown discount to stay for the Rams, which I think they'll take advantage of.
With his injury, though, it's like you don't know.
I think we have to take a look at what's going to happen with that injury.
Like how his rehab and stuff goes.
And then, Von Miller.
If he takes less money, I think the Rams is an excellent place for him. Like, I think that's the best place for him. So if I were him, I would take less money just to stay with that team because I think it's a good environment for him. Or he's had a not so good environment before, so he knows what that feels like. And I don't know that he wants to risk doing that again.
Yeah, I would think he should stay, especially with the Cooper Cup and some of those guys. They just have to, right. They have now that is going to be an interesting situation because if Woods comes back, is OBJ a slot?
I think so.
But they signed OBJ when Robert Woods was still healthy, so it's not like they didn't have plans to do all three of them together.
Yeah,
anyway.
Very true.
And then Van Jefferson too. Is he a free or is he still there?
I think he's still there, but
he's still there.
They got a lot of weapons still.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they really don't have outside of Von Miller. He wants almost 20. You got Darius Williams and Sony Michel.
No, I forgot about Sony Michel.
But
yeah,
even
but
Sony, they don't want that much. I mean, they might want it coming after this year, but
they still have Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers.
So I'm sure Sony Michel goes somewhere else. Then.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to sign him. I'm sure if Von Miller wants a huge contract, he's gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, because they won't have the cap
They don't
space.
need Von Miller. They have so much.
Yeah, I mean, they only got him this year because the Broncos paid his contract.
Yeah.
Well, right.
So they basically got a free. Oh yeah, because that was messy. Because that was borderline. Like, is this even legal to do this?
It's
we're basically. I don't know. They got through that loophole of we didn't really have to do anything to get you.
They gave up a draft pick, but the Broncos paid the salary. So
basically, yeah. That's crazy.
And then I think
they benefited from it.
Right. Exactly.
Big time. And I mean, they got their ring, so really,
that's what the point was.
They're good.
Yeah, you did what you had to do to get it, and now it's just kind of like, well, I think they'll still be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with the Cardinals drama
and then speaking of the Cardinals, they're free agents. Same
Chandler
division.
Jones.
Chandler Jones is a free agent.
Christian Kirk
is a big one. AJ Green.
You like Ash.
I like Chandler Jones, and I love Christian Kirk. Which we can get into that later a little bit too. I like Christian Kirk. I would take Christian Kirk if we get rid of somebody else, which is probably going to happen. But I don't want to think about it right now. But I don't think he's a good guy to have.
It's happening.
Yeah. I don't know what, I guess, Arizona's cap situation looks like.
It's not terrible, but Kyler wants to get paid, so that could have
Oh, yeah, because his age, oh my gosh, that's so messy. And then they extended the coaches, and if I'm like, great, you're playing into all this stuff because now his agent and him can be like, well, you paid the coaches, and those coaches are good because who? Kyler Murray. And it's like, that's a mess. I thought that was so disrespectful that his agent came out and was like, you need to pay Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray and I think that he needs to get paid. Like, basically, like, blackmailing them into paying him. I'm like,
yeah. Ooh, trouble in Arizona.
Sounds like it.
Is JJ there for another year?
I think, isn't he?
I think
he's on a 2-year deal.
Yeah. Now, Ash, you were speaking about tight ends, and we'll discuss that later for another team. But
Zach
Ertz. Yeah.
There's a lot of tight ends that are free agents, and there's a lot of teams that need tight ends. So it'll be interesting. I think a lot of tight ends move around.
Now, another free agent on there is James Conner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, he only signed 1 year.
I think they'll re-sign him.
Yeah, I think they like him more than Chase Edmonds, who I think also is a free agent, if I'm not wrong. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he's got 1 more year. But I know they like James Conner a lot, so I think they're bringing him back. I think he likes Arizona, so.
And he fit
Edmonds
there.
is a free agent.
Yeah,
so he fit them good. Like when Edmonds couldn't play and it was just James Conner, he did really well for them. I mean, he scored 1 million touchdowns, I feel like that was the guy to have in fantasy if you need touchdowns, because my God, that guy was just, and he stayed healthy, which was the issue with the Steelers, but I think they should pay him.
I think they're going to re-sign him for sure.
They need to. You're right. You're absolutely right. He was a goal line guy. All three of us, I think, had shares of him in fantasy football in one of our leagues. So
he's
he
a great
definitely
receiving back too. Yeah.
He's just a good guy too. Like he's a good locker room guy, which they apparently need there.
Yeah. But and that's the key point before we move on. Like, what good is it having this? On paper, it looks like a stud team if the head. Kyler Murray, we talked about that last week about how Kyler Murray is going back and forth to front office and this and that. If you don't have him, and you get some of these other guys are free agents, what are they moving? Are they moving on? Because you see what happened in the last 2 years. Tampa Bay stacks the team, wins the Super Bowl at home. The Rams stack the team, win the Super Bowl. I mean, that seems like another trend that's going to be going, through the league right now. So
I don't know how many of those people are loyal to like Kyler Murray though.
Right.
Like, do you think Kyler Murray is Kyler Murray or Tom Brady? Probably not. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting.
It'll be interesting.
And then Seahawks and the Niners are the other two teams there.
Yeah.
The Seahawks have
no major
Diggs.
Quandre Diggs.
Yeah.
Safety.
I don't know. And then just the whole
Dwayne
situation
Brown.
around.
Oh, the left tackle.
We'll take Diggs and we'll have Diggs and Diggs and Diggs and Diggs.
Just a whole
I'll take the other Diggs. I'll take all of them.
Gerald Everett is also a free agent this year. Speaking of tight ends.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, there's a lot of tight ends. And I don't know much about him. I had him in fantasy and he did squat for me. So
right.
I'm not a fan just on that alone. But
yeah, he didn't do much for me either. I tried to share, have a couple shares of him, but I just kept him on my bench.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And he got hurt a little bit there. So we'll see. It'd be like a cheap one though if you needed one probably. It's
available. Yeah, and Russ seems to like him. Now, moving to San Francisco really doesn't have that many major guys that are free agents. You have Raheem Mostert, Kwan Williams, Mohamed Sanu, but I mean, nobody really major. I mean,
I think Mostert leaves because they got Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon, who didn't play it all last year because he got hurt. So
and Debo.
Yeah, well,
and he played Debo in the backfield. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a daggone running back. He's RB number 1.
Right.
I don't think they need him, so it wouldn't make sense.
That'd be interesting. Now, as far as on paper, I mean, it kind of looks like San Francisco. I mean, everybody looked at them as a Cinderella going through the playoffs this year, but at the same time, they had a stacked defense. Their special teams played solid. The only issue everybody's been talking about is quarterback. And they actually kind of have a two-headed monster there, but the cap is looking okay.
Debo, Kittle, they have solid people on their team. They definitely get overlooked just because of Jimmy Garoppolo. No one thinks he's like that guy, so you just are kind of like, I feel like I forget about him all the time. Like they're like, and they're in a really hard division with the Cardinals and the Rams, so it's just it's hard to be number 1 over there right now. So
when healthy,
you look at all 3 of those teams, I definitely put the Niners at the bottom, even though if they were in like our division, they'd be at the top.
Right. Well,
so unfortunately for them, they're just in a bad. Obviously, they're at the top because they beat us.
Right.
Pain.
That was great. Oh, that was beautiful.
I didn't mean to lead myself into that.
All right. You definitely. I didn't have to do that. I like that. Thanks, Ash. Let's move into the NFC North. And let's start with the team that everybody's focused on in this division, the Green Bay Packers.
Yep, Devontae's their big one.
I just think he's gonna get franchise tag though.
But yeah, I think the franchise tag is the most.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't think they let him walk at all. I mean, why would you?
Literally the best in the league, arguably.
Is it? You got the list there. Is Devondre Campbell a free agent?
Yeah, Devondre Campbell, Robert Tonyan, Kevin King, Chandon Sullivan, Aniquia St. Brown. See if he goes with his brother in Detroit.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
okay.
I like that.
Oh, and
I love when like siblings play for the same team,
right?
Like the Watts. I love that.
That would be funny if all three Watts were on the Steelers.
Oh my gosh! When JJ was a free agent,
come on, JJ.
It never stopped. It never stopped. And he finally got signed to the Cardinals. I'm like, gosh, this can finally stop. We can finally stop talking about it. The whole time, like, you guys can't get all three Watts. This is not happening.
Look,
their parents would probably be happy about it.
Shout out to Johnny D saying you all look comfy. Hey, this is a morning show. As you can see, I got the couch right behind me. Hey, this is what we wanted. We wanted
the cat is sleeping.
Right. The dog entered in for a little bit, walked across.
Yep.
My dog's literally snoring right next to the computer.
Let's go. So yeah, Green Bay. We all know Green Bay's issues. Obviously, we know Aaron Rodgers and that whole thing. But the Devontae Adams situation and keeping him is obviously key. They need that, but it's gonna be.
I think he'll be a more interesting topic next season because, this season he's gonna get franchise tag, and then it'll be a big thing. Like Aaron Rodgers stays with Green Bay this year, and then both of those two are just like free game next year. It'll be, you think it's a mess now, and everyone talking.
Right. And we will see because next year is gonna be ridiculous. Now I'm going to go from first to worst. The Detroit Lions, baby. And
who do they have?
Who are their
Josh Reynolds. I think they like Josh Reynolds. Their backup Tim Boyle. There's not really many guys.
No big names there.
Yeah.
So I don't even have anyone on my list. That's how.
No.
That's good. I mean, that's good for the Lions.
Is it, or does it just mean they don't have any talent?
Well, because they got talent. Swift, St. Brown.
They're all paid up.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
And that's the end of my list. How many people are on the roster? And we named 2.
That's
and both of those guys were not supposed to be that good, and then they came out and.
No, they're good.
They are. They're good. They're good. Good is subjective. They're decent.
P's and P's for the Lions.
Johnny said Green Bay is going to franchise Adams, pay Rodgers $50 million, and pray the draftees work out. Hey, it's funny because we were just talking about that.
I like a healthy Green Bay, and now that they got a better special teams coach, literally their special teams lost everything for them, and it was a sight to see on the playoffs because that was wild. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they clean up that special teams. They're fine with who they have.
Yeah, I feel like in the NFC, that was a great playoff weekend. I mean, San Francisco. Oh, no, that was the week after. So it was a 2-weekend stretch. Mm-hmm. Green Bay won, and the week before, Dallas lost. Anyways.
I was like, Green Bay had the bye, so don't start here.
Had to backtrack there for a second.
The first game they played, they did lose, though.
Great.
We don't need to talk about
Detroit
that.
doesn't really have
much. Let's talk about how Washington did in the playoffs. Oh, wait.
Okay, apparently we are no longer doing a show now. I am here. It is Sean Spencer. That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing.
You started it. You started it.
There we go. Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, we need to move on, all right?
So the Minnesota Vikings, speaking of tight ends, Conklin is a free agent.
Look, we were doing good, Ash. We got almost fully through the show without coming after each other. Almost. Now, speaking of Minnesota, right? Hey, I'm right there with you. Speaking of Minnesota, I mean, you got 3 top-tier defensive players: Anthony Barr, Patrick Peterson, and Sheldon Richardson, all free agents. You know,
big names.
Xavier Woods as well.
I like it. Yeah, Xavier Woods. Who cares about him?
I like it. Sorry.
Anthony Barr's a big deal. I think they should try to sign him.
He was almost gone last year.
I know.
And then they brought him back for a 1-year deal or something. Yeah, he's a big deal leaving. Sheldon Richardson's a big name.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Patrick Peterson's he's a little older, but I mean, he still played and had a great season. So
very true.
Those ones are definitely interesting.
Like a 2-year thing or something.
And then their tight end, I think Tyler Conklin's a free agent too. Another tight end. Speaking of tight ends,
it's hard to know like what his talent is though because he got hurt.
Conklin?
Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, their other one got hurt. The Smith
or not it.
Smith Jr.
Irv Smith.
Yeah. So they don't really need Conklin if they think that's their guy, I guess, if they don't want to pay a tight end. But
look, we all know they messed up badly a year ago when they let Kyle Rudolph leave.
Who is also not on a team right now.
Free agent.
Yeah.
There we go. We will definitely bring that up because we need a tight end as well. Maybe.
So do we, because I got a lot to say about tight end.
You right? So, yeah, Minnesota definitely has some moves they need to make. Obviously, we know the quarterback situation. Kirk Cousins, that guy.
Speaking of Kirk Cousins again, we talked about him earlier.
5 million? 50 million? 50 million?
Oh, God.
45, I think is what he wants.
45 is absurd for Kirk Cousins. No. That is absolutely ridiculous. What has he done for you? You don't even win the division, dude, and you want 40.
Wow.
I could go. I'm not a big Kirk Cousins fan. I never have. I try to root for Minnesota just because that's what I grew up liking, and I have never, ever been a fan of Kirk Cousins.
Anybody drafted in the NFC East outside of the Cowboys, Ash.
Yeah, I do not like you. Personally, do not like you.
Doesn't matter if they leave. They're drafted in the East. Doesn't like them.
Can't stand them.
The only player who is also a free agent that I like that has ever played or will ever play for the Eagles is Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey.
Okay. All right. I like him.
He's also a free agent.
Yeah, no, I echo your sentiments on Mr. Cousins. Obviously, I live in a Michigan State house, so she loves Kirk Cousins, something awful. And I'm just like, are you blind to this? Do you not see what this man is doing? I have had him for years where everybody told me, oh, he's giving you 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. Yeah, he's also throwing a lot of key interceptions that are the reason why we only got to one playoffs with him. One playoff game.
And he can't play. He can't show up in big games. Like he can't play prime time. He can't obviously play playoff games, division games. He can't. Like it's just
his prime time record was like 2-10 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He has like never won a Thursday night game. I don't know that he has yet.
He has now.
He has now. He was like, what is he like? 1-7, 1-1. It's like crazy.
Look, hey Kurt, no one likes
you.
He
lost to Cooper Rush. I have no respect for you.
Right. That was the one I was like, you got to win this one. But I knew when Kurt is perennially bad against Dallas. When you play him twice, unless you guys had like nobody, or Tony was.
Hey, they beat us the year before, so it was our turn.
On Sunday night.
Yeah, on Sunday night they beat us. Yeah, because we went to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was Kirk starting? Or was that Colt McCoy?
No, it was Kirk.
I think Kirk started.
It was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
3, 2.
The years all blur together.
No, when he's in Minnesota. He's in Minnesota.
Oh yeah. In Washington, yeah, he didn't beat him.
Yeah, no.
All right, moving on from the Washington hate. Let's go to
the Bears. I think it was the last team.
Oh, Bears.
Shout out to
Bears. Oh, Bears.
I think is it Allen Robinson a free agent? That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
He had a down year, but I think he's still a stud. I think I like him a lot.
You're the Bears. You have to keep any talent you have.
No.
They need a line.
Allen Robinson. Akeem Hicks.
Yeah, he's a stud. Available. He's gonna go get paid. Who else is there?
Ash, your old quarterback, Mr. Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
He's gonna go play for the Steelers.
Why do you do that?
Wow.
Why do I do what? He's a free agent. You need a quarterback. He'd be cheap.
According to you,
how is that any different than saying like Mitchell Trubisky's gonna go there?
Andy Dalton is like 75 years old. Mitch Trubisky.
If you only need him for a year, like you're gonna do this like 1 year, see how it goes.
How did he do for you in Dallas that year?
He did terrible, and everyone was saying that he was gonna be Dak's replacement. It was
why would I want him then?
Asinine thing that I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mitch Trubisky actually plays good.
I don't see how saying Mitch Trubisky and Andy Dalton is too far off from each other.
That's completely off.
Oh,
I don't think so. If you're looking for a 1 year guy to just stick him in there and go.
That's like saying Mason Rudolph and
Yeah.
Dak Prescott are the same player.
No, it's not.
Mason has a winning record as a starter, so obviously he's good.
No.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense, right?
I wish I allowed Andy Dalton to go there, and then you can stick it to the Bengals and maybe try to win one.
We don't want to.
Let's go. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you have just had a snippet of Let's Talk. Better yet, Let's Debate with the Swintons, ladies and gentlemen. A new show that we will be bringing up soon. So glad you guys got into that. That is amazing. Yes, that is hilarious. To Sid's point, Ash, I heard you just name every random quarterback and say, he can go to Steelers. He can go to
Yeah.
Well, because they have a need, so I'm just trying to give suggestions to fill that need. Okay.
Hey, Johnny D said, hey,
I
Mitch
dropped my
is right
Matt
where he
Ryan
belongs.
narrative. Be happy I dropped the Matt Ryan narrative.
I was gonna say first it was Matt Ryan, now it's Andy Dalton, then it was Carson Wentz. And
Oh yes, Carson Wentz. I also like that one.
Oh, God,
Tell me
no.
the difference between Carson Wentz and Mitchell Trubisky. Carson Wentz is a starting NFL quarterback.
yeah,
Mitch Trubisky
he
is
lost
not.
to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't.
Mitchell Trubisky went
Because-
13-3 with Matt Nagy as his head coach. I'll take that guy.
If Carson Wentz can just understand he's not that guy and just do the job he needs to do, I don't think he'd be that bad. And he's a big guy. You like your big guys over there.
Maybe he can back up
Carson
Dak.
Wentz. Look,
I don't
Carson
know.
Wentz.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if
Tannehill.
Carson Wentz backed up Dak? Oh my, we'd be calling for Dak's head. Everyone would be
Look.
like, Carson Wentz. It'd be the Carson Wentz Dak debate all over again. I can't do that. It's not
Look,
good for my mental health.
Carson Wentz, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins. They're three in the same.
All the
Just
same
different
person.
jerseys. Just different jerseys. All right, they're the same.
I can agree
person.
with that.
You know the difference between all of them and Mitchell Trubisky? About $35 million a year.
No.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now I got to show love to my guy Mitchell Trubisky, North Carolina alum. Since it's a North Carolina show today.
You're wearing
Rocket.
North Carolina. You're trying to manifest.
Tar Heels. Let's go. Got to show love to him. Absolutely. But yeah, they got a couple moves. Speaking again on tight end, Jimmy Graham is available. Jakeem Grant. Jason
So many
Peters
tight ends.
is available.
big
as
tackle.
offensive lineman. Yeah.
Ooh.
Sid, this is close to your heart. Your old guy that, and we still say it's a catch, Sid. We still say it's a catch. Mr. Jesse James
It is
is
a
available. You know,
Another tight end.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of tight ends available. I mean,
That's a lot.
Sid, I'll always give credit when a catch is actually a catch.
That was
You know what I mean?
Like
Certain
Des
people
caught
Des
it.
didn't catch
Certain
it.
Des
people
caught
don't
it.
catch
Are you kidding
No,
me?
did not catch it.
Do it. Are
Did
you
not catch it.
again?
It'll pop up. Like, it's like, whoop.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Bro,
He did
just
not
hold on to the
complete
ball.
And
that.
I still hate
Hold
Mike
on to the
McCarthy
ball, dude.
for that, and I don't understand why he coaches our team. After that, we
That
should
is
just
so
never had
beautiful.
anything to
I
do.
love that.
I mean, if Des was like a good receiver and can hold
He
on to the
is
ball,
a good receiver, better than the receivers you got on your bum team right now.
Is he good though?
Is he?
Yes, he
really
is.
I mean, he dropped it
Why
in the
is he not on a
playoffs.
He
team?
Like
didn't
Tony
drop
Romo.
it. He caught the ball. Mike McCarthy walked over to the ref and said, "Did he catch that?" And the ref went. And so he threw the dang flag. Oh, he never would have asked the ref, "Hey, did he catch that?"
Because Mike McCarthy can't think for himself. so
Exactly.
he's fast.
Exactly.
Hey, that's your
I
head
love
coach.
this.
You're talking
Yeah, I'm not happy
I love
about
it.
it.
Look, Andrew said,
I'm
grab
done.
and pop.
I'm out. No.
Let's go. Hey, that
we
is
were
what's
all in solidarity with like the Carolina and the blue and the Cam and the happiness, and then you chose violence.
Speaking of violence and
Speaking of
Mike
violence,
McCarthy, NFC East time.
Let's go. We got to get into the NFC East needs.
and
I'm
their
sorry,
free
Ad.
agents.
I'm sorry. We're not going to start. We're going to start with the team we all hate. The New York Football Giants. Oh, Ash.
Oh, I thought you were going. I don't mind it. The Giants are so not relevant that they're like turning into the Washington football team. They're just not relevant
Wow.
anymore.
That's what we're
Oh,
doing right now, Ash.
They're
That's
turning,
what
they're
we're
turning
doing.
into a team that doesn't exist. They are
Wow.
the Commanders, man.
Thank you.
Command
Thank
these
you.
L's.
Take command. Let's go.
We
Ah.
are Commanders.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's go.
That's their new fight song.
Let's get it. That's right. We're going to command this thing. Let's go. So, we absolutely have to go into it. Let's go to the Giants because now
Speaking
that
of tight ends,
Another time.
Evan Ingram is a free agent.
Yo,
many
and
tight
so is Kyle. Yeah, Kyle Rudolph, Evan Ingram. They got a couple guys on here that I'm actually from Washington very interested in. Jabril Peppers is a free agent.
That's a big
Reggie
one.
Ragland's a free agent.
Alabama.
Yeah. Nate Solder, the left tackle's a free agent.
Got paid.
There's a lot of guys for them, and we already know New York's issues and money and who they can and cannot pay. Their new front office and all that. Oh, wait a minute.
Can you see Ash's response? Yeah, that's to that comment.
Wait a minute.
I gotta hold it in.
If there's a team that Ash, Johnny, it's nothing against you.
So
She hates
Eagles.
the
like
Eagles.
if you could think of a team in the NFL that you just like absolutely hate, they're your like least favorite team. Like you don't hate any other team more than that team. That's the Eagles for me.
Yeah, so she can't take anything seriously about the Eagles.
A close second is like I don't like the Packers either. I start to go outside the division at that point because our division's not good enough to really hate anybody else.
Yeah, you notice how she didn't notice us because we're not on their radar, even though we hate them very badly. She's like,
yeah. Well, that's a common thing is that teams hate the Cowboys, but the Cowboys don't really think about them.
Wow.
You know what? You know why the Cowboys don't think about them? Because they're too busy losing playoff games.
There you go. There you go.
We're too busy hating ourselves to hate anybody else.
Let's go.
Anyway, sorry.
So I think the Giants have needs everywhere.
The problem is the Giants have no money, so they're going to have to draft.
It is wild how the Giants need everything, but are like in the bottom 5 when it comes to cap space. I don't understand.
I don't know what they're going to do because they have a lot of free agents and no money to sign them.
Yeah. They need a line. They need a tackle. They need a defensive tackle. They need a tight end. They need.
I think they have like decent receivers.
Everything.
Maybe I'm trying to like find highlights for them. Like decent receivers.
The last 2 years, the Giants have started off 1-5, 1-6. You know, what I mean, they've been pretty poor. I mean, that's what happens when you bring Joe Judge in. But that's another point for another day. But
we pay the wrong people, and they just pay these guys, and then
Kenny Galladay with his $70 million contract to do nothing.
And ridiculous. Like this, Danny Dimes is what next year? They have to figure out what to do there.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now look. Hold up. See, Andrew said I may be the only one who thinks the Giants will be fighting for the division.
You are.
Brian Daboll wanted by every team for this reason. 7-10 would be a great season for them. It would be a great season for them and for
them, yeah.
Well, the only thing is, if they're 7-10, well, I guess, man, the NFC East does kind of stink. I guess
still
7-10 can kind of try and win the division. I can see that. It makes sense.
It could. Hey, 7-9.
Are you guys living in an alternate universe that you think the Giants have literally any chance? Any chance? How many games did they win this last season? 2? They have no money. That doesn't even make sense. You guys.
They have no talent, no money.
No talent, no money, but they're going to go 7-10 and have a chance at winning.
They have a better coach.
They're expecting them to compete. Now, compete and win are two different things. I think they can compete. They always split one with Philly each year. You know, they didn't beat us this year, but they beat us 2 years ago. So, hey.
Saquon in an interview said that he felt like they were in every game. They had a chance to.
You can feel any type of way you want. That doesn't make it right.
A couple things kind of bounced the wrong way. And then I went back and looked at the scores, and they lost by double digits in almost every game. So I'm not sure what he meant by that. But.
And now let's talk that the Giants are like opening up to get rid of Saquon.
Yeah, they were in every game at kickoff, man. They were literally physically in every game.
The first 15 seconds, we felt like we were in it.
Look, Giants were spread busters last year. I believe it.
We'll see. I don't know. To me, as of right now, the Giants are like the Browns. People, I mean, you can believe in the preseason that they're going to do something, but
every year
people think the Browns are going to win the division, and every year they'd lose. So,
I mean. Washington's better than them. The Eagles are better than them.
Look at that. She just gave you a compliment. Did you hear that?
There you go. There we
It's
go.
not much of a compliment to say you're better than the Giants.
Just clip Washington's better than them, and then
I think the Jets are better.
Clip another
than
one.
them.
Dallas Cowboys.
Right. She does say DC for life. District of Columbia for life. Let's go.
I don't know.
Look. Hey, Ash, while you're triggered, let's just keep you there. Let's go on to the next team, the Eagles. Giant D says the Eagles have the best shot to improve their situation this year. The Cowboys have the best chance. What they do, stay irrelevant.
I don't know how you're irrelevant when you win the division, but okay.
Well, I mean, the division is irrelevant. We're the least. So how much does that say that you win the division?
Exactly.
More than what we can say about any other team in the division. Like, I don't understand.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I agree. I think the Eagles could stand a chance more than Washington and the Giants. I just don't think they beat us.
The problem with the Eagles, I think, is they don't utilize their weapons the correct way. Like Miles Sanders should get the ball way more. They should run the ball way more.
Which they did towards the end of the season, but I think that's because Jalen Hurts got hurt.
And they started winning towards the end of the season.
So if they use
Jalen Hurts isn't a quarterback to throw the ball all over the field, and that's what they try and do, and he's not there. So, and they have some key free agents, Jason Kelce.
Ball to running back. Ball.
Hey, use what works. I mean, let's be quite honest with you. Jalen Hurts, he was like top 10 in the NFC in running and rushing yards this season.
Run the
option.
option.
You know what I mean? Do what works. You know what I mean? You have Boston Scott, who, well, I mean, he did something towards the end of the year. Not 1 week for me. I was upset about that. You have Miles Sanders, who we talked about this all season, how they really underutilized him. And then you have Jordan Howard, who all of a sudden fell off the map, but can still, play. Mm-hmm. So run the daggone ball, Philly. Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
I know. At the beginning of the season, we're like, what do the Eagles have against Miles Sanders that they're not using him? It just doesn't make sense. Their coach is a weirdo, too.
I'm not a fan of Sirianni.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of him. Now they have Rodney McLeod, free safety. He is a free agent. Anthony Harris, free agent. Derek Barnett, D tackle. Former Washington Redskin, my guy, Mr. Ryan Kerrigan. Come on home, baby. Yep. Come on home. Let's go. Come on back. Redskins all-time sack leader.
Eagles,
come on home.
The Eagles do have a lot of draft picks, but like I had mentioned earlier, they are bad. They're not good at the draft.
Swing and a miss.
We'll see. Maybe they'll get it right this year.
Let's see what they did, because this past year they picked up the Heisman Trophy winner, Mr. Devonte Smith, and we talked about it last week how the Jalen Hurts, Devonte Smith connection is working. Devonte actually had a decent year. Wasn't awful. So, shout out to them. They could do something, but I agree. You still got to resign your guys, but do what works.
As long as they don't draft guys like JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Jalen Reagor, like these. I mean, they have these picks, but they keep missing. Like, it's like, the Raiders had 3 picks in the first round a couple years ago. Cleveland Farrell, 4th overall, is playing special teams now. Yeah. Their safety that they took isn't anybody good. I think Josh Jacobs is the only one that's decent out of those 3. Like, so, they got 3 first-round picks, which is, if you have a good drafting strategy, which
you have a good scouting,
they've showed not to in recent years. I
think they go wide receiver again. Which I think will help Devonte Smith, because it'll lessen his. If you get another stud wide receiver, then they have to spread it out a little bit.
But they also need a lineman because they're losing Jason Kelce.
If they don't sign Jason Kelce, which come on down.
Why don't they just tap into that Alabama pipeline like they've been doing? They got a quarterback, got a wide receiver. Mechie, Williams, they're available from Alabama. I'm sure some old linemen are available. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it with these 3. But again, like you guys said, they're not the best when it comes to drafting and making these offseason moves.
Which is good for us.
You know who is the best at making these offseason moves? Let's go, baby. Let's go. The Washington Washington Commanders. Let's go, baby.
You said the best at making moves, like in the draft and stuff. I thought we were going Cowboys.
We are. Oh, wow. Wow, you have one good year. Then we just talk about all other stuff.
Yeah, what happened?
You're trying to get rid of your draft pick.
This most recent year.
They're trying to get rid of him already.
You guys beat Washington twice, but what happened the year before?
Without that.
The year before
doesn't count.
When
you had that
Did you have Zeke?
Andy Dalton
Did you have
trying
Zeke?
to ship over to
Andy
Pittsburgh?
Dalton.
Get out of here.
You had Zeke though, right?
Who's gonna come in and take Dak's place if you ask people like David Wright?
Hold up. I'm sick and tired of this without Dak conversation. Did you have Zeke? Did you have Amari Cooper? Did you have Michael Gallup? Did you have the defensive play? Come on, you had Diggs. He was
Our
a
whole
rookie.
offensive line was hurt.
Yo, we still weren't great, and we whooped you.
Well, that's fine.
We
We got a draft pick, and with that draft pick, we took Michael Parsons.
Yeah, actually, right. We don't
Speaking of the draft.
Yo, we already
I'm trying
know
to move on
Brandon
to
Sheriff.
positive.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
Brandon
big one.
Sheriff,
Mhm.
most likely, he's pretty much gone. We cannot franchise tag him again. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Mr. I like to go to the Buffalo Bills games. JD McKissick, somebody we definitely need, and a couple O-line moves, you know?
Yeah. So I asked Ryan Fitzpatrick to the Steelers. Who says no? Who
As
says
a,
no?
as a backup?
Do you say no?
Yes.
Why yes?
Because he broke his hip. He's old. Why you trying to send all these
Speaking
old
of broken
guys?
hips.
Yeah.
Just
Why you trying to send all these old guys to Pittsburgh?
I like
He
him.
wants to go back to Buffalo.
He's
Let's be honest.
electric. I loved him. So 2 years ago, I had him on fantasy, and I love that guy. I was obsessed with him. I was like, yes, let's go, because he would throw 3 interceptions, but he's gonna gain those yards, and he's gonna get some touchdowns.
Look, when he was with Tampa a couple years back, and he had the open sweatshirt with the chains and the he's my
The
guy.
big old beard and the big chest
When he was
hair.
in Florida, man, he looked like
Miami last year.
Yeah, Miami. He looked like the coolest dude out there. I was like,
Yep.
that guy's
Right.
amazing.
And then what happens, like with every offseason move, they come to Washington, they collect their check, and then they're out for the rest of the
They
season.
disappear.
So,
Yeah.
yep. So he's a free agent. Thanks a whole lot. We got a couple linemen, and Cornelius Lucas and Tyler Lawson. I think we definitely need to keep them available. Torrey McTyer is somebody that I've really been interested in. But I'm going to tell you, the main place that I really want to go is we need to re-sign Joey Sly. If you followed Washington this last year, we had a awful carousel of quarterbacks that went from Hopkins to Blewett to there's another guy, and then we finally brought in Joey Sly. Joey Sly from Carolina actually helped us to get through towards the end of the season. It didn't really matter in the last 5 games where we went 1-4, but still that 4-game winning streak, he was the guy for us, man. So we got to get him back because we need to make sure that kicking game is good. Unless you have
Very
anything,
important thing to have a good kicking game.
yeah. How's your kicker?
Mhm. Next year, he's a free agent.
Speaking of the aforementioned team, yes, let's go to it. You know what it is, Ash. Go ahead. Talk about the free agents for the Dallas Cowboys. Is Tony Romo a free agent? Can we get him?
I don't want.
You gonna bring Tony Romo back?
So our list of free agents is this long. It's a laundry list. It's so long. So Gallup is obviously a free agent, a really big one. Actually, every wide receiver on the Dallas Cowboys except for CD and Simi Fioco are free agents.
Amari's not a free agent.
Well,
Yeah.
Amari's not, but that's a whole other situation. But Malik Turner,
Noah
Brown, even those deep guys, Cedric Wilson, those guys that those bench guys are all free agents. So, okay, whatever. I'll get into that a little bit. Our tight end, so Jeremy Sprinkle's free agent. Dalton Schultz is a really big free agent. Jarwin is not a free agent, but Jarwin just had hip surgery, this really not surgery that NFL players have. I guess it's hockey players have it sometimes basketball players, but it's not a football injury that most of these, not a common football injury. So he's not going to be able to play at the beginning of the season. So right now we have no tight end.
Ooh.
So that's a big one.
I love it.
Our offensive line, we need Connor Williams and Connor McGovern are both free agents. So we need someone on that left side. Our Randy Gregory is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we franchise tag him.
LVE.
LVE's gone. He's a free agent.
He has health issues, so is that a big
loss? Which is really unfortunate
because
I really liked him and he was doing really good, and then he got hurt, and then he messed up his collarbone, neck, like he just couldn't stay healthy. And at the end of the season this year, he started like showing up a lot more. I'm like, oh, there he is. Like you saw like little snippets of like old LVE in there, and it was exciting. But
that's been your the last two middle linebackers. Who'd you have before that?
Jalen Smith, Sean Lee,
right? But Jalen Smith too.
Is he doing this to be like a jerk?
No, Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved Van Der Esch coming out of college. Then he went to Dallas, and I had to hate him for a couple years, but I still got to see him. I like Van Der Esch, you know.
So Jalen Smith, Van Der Esch, Sean Lee were like our three
middle linebackers,
and I'm like, we are set. Like this is solid, and it was good for like a year, and then. Because then, like, Sean Lee got hurt, and you're like, but it's okay because we have LVE and Jalen, and we'll be fine. And it was okay. And then Sean Lee left, and all we had was those two, and then it just went really fast. I don't know what happened to Jalen where he just dropped off, but it was sad. So that's another need, I think.
Yeah.
Because Micah can't do everything. He can't be everywhere. Yeah. And then we're kind of hurting for cap space, so it's like, what's going to happen with DeMarcus Lawrence is one that has a big contract that they're like, well, maybe. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then we're going to need someone there. And if Randy Gregory doesn't get tagged and he moves on, we're going to need someone there. And it's like, we don't have a ton of money, so we can't just sign all these free agents.
So you should start.
Curse is a free agent, but just listening to Curse's interview, I don't even know what you said. I'll come back to that. Curse is a free agent.
Circle back around.
But he sounds like he's going to come back because he is like a Dan Quinn guy. So I think he'll take kind of whatever just to stay with Dan Quinn. What did you say, though?
So the cap situation, you need to start like cutting people like DeMarcus Lawrence and Zeke and Amari.
Well, we've already talked about this. Cutting Zeke doesn't make sense because the cap hit would be more than what it's worth just to get. So maybe next year we can get rid of him, but this year it doesn't make sense. Thank you for bringing that up when you knew my answer to that.
You can see Ash's trigger level just goes up.
Oh, yeah.
Cut them all. Just get him out of here.
Because he says things that he knows are going to get me going. It's not fair. And then you're a Washington fan, so then you say, what?
Poke.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
right?
poking the bear. And then, so I don't know. I would like just to like, there apparently are pretty good. I mean, obviously there's a lot of free agent tight ends, so I feel like we could get one for cheap. There's a lot of talk about like franchise tagging Dalton Schultz or paying him. I'm like, no. I will cry. I'll be so sad. He can't block, which is like a big thing. If you can't block as a tight end, I don't want you anywhere near my team. Like, go away. I really like him. I think he's a good guy. I think he balled out the last year and a half when Jarwin's been out, but no. Please don't pay him.
And then,
but if we don't pay a certain someone and a certain someone leaves the team, then maybe we'll have enough money to pay him and a different.
Ash.
So you're saying if you cut Amari, is that what you're saying?
If we let Amari go, hopefully we don't just cut him and let him walk away, and we actually get something for him. That would be great.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Is trying to ruin us.
Breaking news: Amari Cooper and Cowboys are separating.
Probably. I've seen a lot of stuff where it's like it would be a shock if he stayed, according to like insiders, but who knows how true that is either.
It's because they have till the June 1 deadline to where his contract becomes guaranteed or something like that. So they got plenty of time to try and move him. But I know that the news breaking about him doesn't help the situation to try and trade him because now teams know he might be a free agent. Which
Shady Scheffner does this
will
stuff.
Save money.
Yeah. How much can we trust Chef? Come on now.
Exactly.
That's what he does. He does this stuff, and then it ruins your chances.
Did you see that is completely off topic and not what NFC at all. What he said about Lamar Jackson in an interview.
No.
So Schefter tweeted that Lamar Jackson said that there's still racial bias towards black quarterbacks.
Oh wow.
That Lamar Jackson said that in an interview. Lamar Jackson retweeted it and said that's not at all what I said, and he took that way out of context. Stop it, Adam. Like,
wow.
So now players are even calling
blasting
out
Adam Schefter, and it's just like,
and it's time and time again he says stuff, and it's like that's not true. Or like
Aaron Rodgers stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
my thing is
Tom
there's
Brady retiring.
Yeah, there's media where that's their job, is to get you like stirred up and twist headlines and get views and get. Adam Schefter is supposed to be the information guy. Like, he should not be stretching the truth, saying things that aren't true. Like, he's like an Ian Rappaport to me. Like, you are just here for the facts, what is happening, you're not, I don't know, like a Stephen A. Smith that's just like trying to stir up stuff. So it bugs me when he does that, because I'm like, you're supposed to be the guy that's like, if you say something, it's real life. Like, it's legit.
Yeah, sorry, that was way off topic, but yeah. Part of the Amari news, but because it does ruin the trade capital for him
by coming out and saying that.
Saying he's a free agent, because I mean, teams aren't going to want to pay him $20 million, and so if he gets cut, obviously they can sign him to whatever deal they want, and it's going to be a lot less.
Right.
But anyway, so Amari, we're trying to free up cap space, so one of the options is like getting rid of Amari because whatever, which I think is a terrible idea, because Gallups a free agent, Cedric Wilson's a free agent, all these guys are free agents, and Dak without Amari is not great. And you can pull up Dak's stats before Amari was on the team, and their record overall as a team was not bad. But I mean, just look at the games that he plays without Amari. They're not good. I think Amari's good for the locker room. I think Amari's good for these young receivers to teach them.
My problem is,
and I think the reason with Amari, so everyone's like, Amari's non-existent in games. That's not Amari's. That's Dak not getting Amari the ball. That's coaching not getting Amari the ball. Like, that's my issue. So, like, you need to utilize the wide receivers like they should be utilized. And then I think Amari is well worth his contract.
My problem is he's being paid like top 10 receiver money, but not putting up top 10 receiver numbers. Like, he's never had over 1,200 yards in a season. He's never had more than 10 touchdowns in a season. Like, he's a great player, and he's had 4,000 yard seasons, which is good. But $20 million a year that's D-Hop and Devonte Adams, and like that's that kind of money, and you're not having that kind of year. Like,
you got to produce, right?
But I feel it's just frustrating because it's like he could do that if they would get him the ball, and they're just not. So it's annoying.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew, going back on what we were talking about Schefter. Adam Schefter should lose all credibility. Too many of that stuff going on nowadays, and especially in the social media age we live in. Any comment can change your next contract. Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely.
And it's constantly Schefter that's messing it up too. It's constantly him coming out. He used to be reliable, and now it's like, I don't know. Every time he says something, I'm like, I'm gonna wait, see if I hear from somebody else, because. And that's kind of the crazy part about it, because before. The whole Tom Brady thing, his word was gold. Like, his word was truth.
Schefter's?
I kind of lost respect for Schefter during the draft when all that Aaron Rodgers stuff came out.
It started last year when he dropped all that stuff about Aaron Rodgers being disgruntled and possibly being traded, but that was not even like real. It turned out.
I remember that.
And then you're looking at Rodgers like, you self-centered.
And Schefter's like,
you're doing this during the draft. You got to change. You always got to put the attention on you, because it's like everyone's attention was on the draft and it was great and whatever. And then you're like, oh, here goes Aaron Rodgers again, making everything about him. Like,
but it was Schefter just dropping it right there. He said it was an accumulation of information over the last 3 months, and I decided right now is the best time to drop it.
Dude,
so
you didn't.
All it does is make Aaron Rodgers look super bad when Aaron Rodgers didn't do anything, but Schefter just
Aaron Rodgers does not need any help to look super bad. He can do that all by himself.
Let him do it himself. Right.
Let him do it himself. Yo, shout out to Johnny Dean saying, yo, great show, Sean and the Swintons. You guys are a lot of fun. Next time I'll bring my troll out. Hey, all right, I can dig it.
I like interacting with trolls. It's fun.
Andrew said Leo Chanel or DL for the Cowboys at 24. Matt Corral or Sam Howell to Pitt at 18. And Commanders trade up 3 spots to take Malik Willis. Wow. I think he might still be
there. I don't know. We're going to, if we don't have any wide receivers, I'm kind of hoping we go wide receiver. Because we have to pay Gallup too. So if Amari leaves, we have to pay Gallup. Like, there's no option. You have to. Oh, we have nobody. CeeDee Lamb is not a number 1. I'm sorry, he's just not. And I don't think Gallup's a number 1 either. So.
And the thing is, what we've noticed, and not, I'm not no joke. I'm not making a joke at it, but like to your point about Dak, when Dez was there, he had the same problem that Cooper's having. Dez, for some reason, loves his number 2 and 3 receiver and his tight ends. His number 1 receiver has always gotten his numbers have gone down. You know what I mean? Like I've been going back and forth with Janae about this, and she's like, Dez is this great thing, but I'm like, what's going on? Because when Tony was there, Dez was getting all these numbers, but now Dak just does not like his number one.
Yeah,
I think Dak is more. I think Dak likes the smarter play. He doesn't like to throw jump balls and just try and let your guy go win it. Whereas because the number one guy is always getting double teamed or like the number one corner's on him, so Dak just likes the easier matchups, and that's why he's always going to his tight end.
That's why Cedric Wilson had balled out on the games he played because no one's looking at Cedric Wilson.
He's going to exploit the lesser of the defenses,
which I think is smart, but it's unfortunate for
whoever the number one is. Yeah,
I agree, and we shall see. Thank you so much, Andrew, for watching, and Johnny, and Wendy, and Katie, and Brandon, all you guys for watching. We appreciate you being here. This has been absolutely fun. Nothing like some laughter in the morning. We need it.
Very triggered already.
Right. Even if it's at the expense of our.
I'm going to go watch, I don't know, Amari Cooper highlights or something.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Well, look, we're about to get off here, man, and send you on your way on this Sunday morning. It's 15 minutes, about 13 minutes from noon Eastern time. So like 13 minutes from 10 for you guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we are going to move to the very last part of the show. We'll give you a little morning vitamin. And since you're triggered, Ash, I'll start with you.
Don't start with me because I ain't got nothing.
She's like, F everybody that came after me on this show. Hey, all of you, we're done.
Never come here again. Don't ever want to talk to you.
Let's go.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I really don't.
Can we come back to you?
Yeah, come back. I'm too triggered. It's a fog brain. I can't.
Let's go.
She gets so focused on one thing. She's angry. She can't see anything else.
All I see is red.
That was not our intention, Ash. That was not our intention. I wait to the season for that.
Next week, we're not talking about the NFC East.
Oh.
We're going to
everywhere
the
else.
AFC.
Right. So, Sayway, what you got, man? Morning vitamin.
The one I thought of, just a little tip for people that, for the peoples. That's something that we like to do. I know everybody likes to do like big goals and set goals for themselves. And I mean, that's awesome. That's definitely something you should do and have like your, however you do it, whether it's like a vision board or whatnot, or setting New Year's resolutions.
Make a list. It feels good when you can cross things off a list.
Having those big goals. But I think it's super important to have like smaller goals within those goals that you can obtain quicker, like weekly or daily even. Just doing those, having that will make those bigger goals so much easier. So like, I mean, having a weight loss goal is awesome. Like I want to lose 50 pounds by the end of the year. And just having that goal, that's a great goal, but you should break it down even further. And like, all the way to, I want to work out 5 times a week, or I want to make sure I eat healthier 4 days out of the week, or make sure or lose, even break it down smaller. Like I want to lose 2 pounds a week, like stuff like that. Just getting a smaller goal within your bigger goal is very key and helps make that goal easier. Because then even if you miss a day or miss a week for some reason, because life happens, you just restart it the next week and try and hit it again. And it makes it so if you're like 6 months in and you're not even halfway there, if you know you're doing everything daily, you know you're still working, and it'll come eventually, and it just makes it all easier in the long run to have those smaller goals set.
Oh yeah. I can dig that. I like that. It's necessary. It's definitely necessary, man.
It helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah. That list thing, Ash, as you were talking about, marking things off on the list, that's huge. I've found that I need that because I'm a very visual person.
Yeah.
So I need to see it, in front of me. But
yeah.
Ash,
even when I'm cleaning the house, I'll make a list and like I'll write stuff I've already cleaned just so I can cross it off and be like, I've accomplished something today.
Yeah, just that feeling of accomplishment of crossing something off the list or knocking something out that you want to do is so good to the morale and the.
And I think that's good too, because to just be like, this year I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, what good does that do if you don't have? Because you're not going to lose 30 pounds overnight. So the first month you don't lose 30 pounds, you're going to be like, well, I have the rest of the year to do it. So like, and then it's the end of the year and you're like, well, I didn't do that because you didn't have any manageable
smaller goals. In
smaller
the meantime.
goals to get to that big one. I like that.
All right, you ready? You got yours now?
Yeah.
Good.
So doing that made me think of a book I read. So I'm gonna turn into Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee show. But
Ash Swinton's book club.
Yes.
So I was thinking about that because the book I read said to do that. I read this a while ago. As you can see, I like sticky tab my book because I need to go back and remember things. So this is like, if you're ever feeling unmotivated, you should go buy one of those books that is like their intention is to motivate you or like teach you how to reach your goals or whatever. And this one did that. And it's like, excuse number 2, I'm not a goal-oriented person, and it tells you how to like become a goal-oriented person. So if you have any problem in life, there's a book out there for you to fix that. This one is called Girls Stop Apologizing, which I'm sure for the men around here is probably not.
You don't apologize as is, but
I don't. Yeah, I don't apologize. Thank you, because I don't need to.
Wow.
She is always right.
Yeah, this one was good. This one got me in a good headspace when I wasn't working because I got sick and pregnant, and I was like, I just don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to get motivation. I don't know how to like get my life back on like a good track, and this was super helpful for that. So I think find some motivational books if you're feeling down. It's good, even if you don't like to read. I feel like it's good because it's not like
there's some that just have like quick little snippets, like a paragraph a day or something like that.
Yeah,
that could help.
This I actually, which is funny, this I actually started reading. We did that 70-day hard challenge where it's like 70 days. You're working out 2 times a day for 45 minutes a day. You're reading at least like 15 pages or something. And this is a book I started reading just to try to get back to being motivated and stuff. So
nice.
It was good. And I always sticky note it, and then I'll go back and like kind of read them again whenever I feel like I need some inspo.
I like that. Now,
and I'm a teacher, so read a book. It's good.
There you go. Yes. I was
the
waiting
only
for
way
that.
you can get smarter in life is by reading.
Yes. Now, if you were like me, who ran away from the teacher during reading time when I was in elementary school, there are YouTube videos, right, Sid? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There are YouTube videos that you could get or that you could watch. As a matter of fact, I did this one.
Yeah. We have a football book that's like inspirational quotes from some coach. I don't know. But
Bear Bryant, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like a bunch of inspirational quotes from him. So if you ever need like a pick-me-up. So there's even stuff like that.
The small stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the book's like this big. And actually, I read through it one time and I'm like, these are actually kind of good. Like, that's a good thing to live by.
Yeah, they're pretty good things. But yeah, definitely. I love that though. I love that. You have to keep motivating yourself, keep pushing yourself. There's enough things in this world that are going to push you back and are going to stop you from trying to progress. There's a lot of people too that will sit there and be like, misery love company. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. I'm kind of lazy. So why don't you just sit over here with me and do this instead of going out and do your thing? I like that because you got to sometimes you're the only one that can motivate yourself, or you're the one that can kill your whole momentum.
Yeah.
So
and it's one thing to say like, oh, I want to be motivated. But it's like, how do I do that? Like realistically, how do I become motivated? So
that's good. I like that. Yo, really quick. I have it's a 2-parter, but they mean the same thing. Number 1 is to be available, but number 2 is to show up when you say you're available. One of the things I love about doing these shows, especially with you guys, is, we kind of all hold each other accountable, and we're all kind of constantly texting, constantly trying to figure out, what we're doing, what direction we're going. But you're here, you know what I mean? After the whole season, we had a long season with all the different shows and everything that's going on. One of the things that, when you're doing it every single day, it's second nature. But then I remember I told you about last week where I had the week off, and then getting back into motion has been kind of like, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. So then when I get texts from you guys and Nate and some of those guys like, are we doing this? I'm like, all right, get back into that mindset, get back into it. But you also got to be available to do that so that you can make time for those things. But when you're available, show up. Because going back to what you said, Ash, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm doing it, I'm setting everything up, and then one thing happens and you're like, all right, forget it. It wasn't meant to do it today. I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to go back and do something else. Keep pushing through. Do it. Whatever you need to motivate yourself to do it because it's necessary. And you never know what the other people involved, how it affects them, how it helps them. You know, but you guys do, you know, I'm not working out like you guys in the morning, but it does make me feel a little guilty. So sometimes I think about it, right?
There you go. Eventually you'll come around.
The first step is at least thinking about it.
Yep.
Right. You know, a week ago, like it was literally like 9:50, roll out of bed, turn computer on, hit them up. You know what I mean? This week it was like 8:45. I'm awake. You know, let's get this thing going. But you have to, you know, keep motivating yourself, motivate the people around you. You know, definitely hold yourself accountable, but you know, be available, be ready. And hey, when you do that, you have great shows like this, and I am so excited. So make yourself available. You know, and follow through with what you do. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Like my mom always tells me.
That's like my biggest pet peeve is when people say they're gonna do something and don't do it. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it. Like if you don't want to say yes, don't say yes. Yeah. That's another thing too, is you think people feel obligated to say yes all the time. You don't have to. And don't disappoint people by saying yes and then not doing it. And don't disappoint yourself by saying yes and having to do something you don't want to do. Very true.
Very true. And honestly, and you know, like I said before, hold yourself accountable. Like I have to. I've noticed I've had to do that a lot of times. One of the things I'll tell you guys, and you don't have to say anything about it. Nobody said anything about it. One of the things that I kill myself with is time. You know, I'm not going to get racial with it, but CPT represents me because I you know, I'm like, yeah, we'll be at 10 o'clock, and they're starting at like 10:45. I'm like, and it's like every single thing. But that's something with me where, you know, just like with work, I'm kind of like, all right, let me see how long I can go without having to do anything and then get this thing started and go, you know what I mean? And so make sure you have people around you that are holding you accountable, but also hold yourself accountable and just keep doing it, man, because I'm going to tell you, man, I have had a lot of fun today. I'm so excited to go back and watch this. See, just watch Ash, just trigger levels.
Oh my gosh, I try not to. That's how I am all the time. Though. Like I will, but it's still my favorite thing. There's like David and his roommates were over here, and we were talking outside, and they're not even videoing me. They're videoing a completely different thing, and you can just see me in the background just get like more and more and more worked up about talking about Jalen Hurts and how he's terrible. But
yes.
You can just like it started off here and it ended up here by the end. I was like, oh my gosh, why I like this?
Note to self: talk Philly in 14 seconds, and you got Ash. All right, here we go. Triggered. Here we go.
Oh no.
But we appreciate you guys being with us. We know we have gone for about 2 hours now, so I
appreciate so much fun.
Right. I appreciate you guys for that.
Yeah, we are still on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's cracked me up. Yes, absolutely. And we're glad you left. We're able to do what you had to do. Oh, that's Kat. And then came back. Kat. Hey.
Sorry, Kat.
She's over there sleeping still.
No, look.
2 hours
she got up.
back and you're still here.
At the 1 hour mark, she got up and she said, I'm going to Target. So now she's on her way back from Target. I caught the beginning.
That sounds like a good idea. We should go to we can't go to Target. Because I'm doing a no spend month.
Oh yeah. She's got goals. See? No spend March.
There you go. Hey. Write it down.
You can just go walk around. You don't have to spend anything.
There you go.
Hard.
Look, we're not going to keep you anymore. We love that you're here with us. This has been so much fun. We definitely have to let you go. So glad we were able to do this. You know who I am. I'm Sean Spencer. The first couple. Sydney and Ash. The Swintons. Let's go.
The first couple that Sean's trying to split up because he triggers me and gets Sydney on the side.
What?
Him and Sydney gang up on me. Done.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, if some of us got the North Carolina memo, I mean, I don't know. All right, we got to go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with us. Tune in for us next week. We got a bunch of shows coming up this coming week. Tuesday and Friday is Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. Wednesday, Washington Football Weekly with my guy, Will Kramer, and myself. Friday, let's talk March Madness, and next Sunday we'll be right back here with ya. So, hey, so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, people. Until next time. I'm gonna take you guys out on Red Jesus.
He's gonna show 14. Oh, I was like, if he shows 14 seconds, I'm gonna die.
Oh, I was thinking about it, Ash. I was thinking about it. Let's go.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line.